Shalom, family. Look, let's talk about the 51st state here. 51st state of America. This is very interesting. As you guys know, we just talked about the Board of Peace that just happened a couple days ago. And this right here, this is very interesting. This got me thinking like, if I was that guy, I would not want someone that's that close to me to be my enemy. So, stick around. Make sure you like the video, leave your comments below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and let's get right into it.
President Donald Trump has announced once again, reaffirming this message while in North Carolina just recently, that he would like Canada to become the 51st state of America. Now, we all learned in America there's 50 states, blah, 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 blah. But he wants Canada to be the 51st state, and he also revoked their invitation to the peace charter. He decided, you know what? I don't like how y'all are siding with China, because we covered that in a video previously where Canada was siding with China on their relations. But I'm not sure China would be that motivated to want to help them be independent and remain independent, because the issue is China actually would like Taiwan to be Chinese. And so it could be that these two world leaders say, you know what, if you take Canada and you take Taiwan, maybe that would just be good enough, right? Because President Donald Trump wants Canadians to be Americans. He wants to get rid of their Canadian passport and instead give them a blue American passport, because he thinks that the prime minister is not running it properly. He feels like you're not running the country the right way. I don't know what kind of resources Canada has. If you would like to leave a comment down below and let me know, because I'm trying to understand here why. But it could also be geographical, because if you look at the map, America, then north is Canada. Now, Canada is stretched out pretty far. Most people who live in Canada live obviously towards the southern end, towards the borders, because it's so cold in northern Canada. Nobody can live up there in the Arctic, but President Trump needs to control the Arctic. And so he's like, man, if I could just have Canada for my territory, I know I could beat them militarily, and then I could just easily get access to Greenland and the rest of the Arctic in the way that I need it to be done. And so that's what President Donald Trump is talking about. And Canada is like, hey, we have to move wisely in these times, because he already said he wants to take Greenland. So they're like, are we going to need troops to protect Canada as well?
Yes, these are interesting times that we are living in. You got to think, just how my wife broke that down with China and Taiwan and America and Canada. This is like, for me, I know this is going to be a split of the West and the East. This is a big thing about trade. So I know for Donald Trump, he's like, if he's talking about Greenland, saying like we need this for national security, and then China comes in and is starting to trade with Canada, I know for me, just personally, I wouldn't want my enemy to be right on top of me, or right above me.
Yeah.
That's that does make sense. Like these other nations do not want to work together, right? They always want to like split things up, and it just makes sense to try to make sure everything is good on your side of the world.
United.
Yeah, you gotta
American, Canadian.
Yeah, that's basically what's happening right now. You gotta make sure everything good in your neck of the woods.
Wow.
That's basically what's happening. America for, I'm not sure, I'll say decades, with Taiwan. China's basically saying, just let us have the land that's over here on our side, and you have the land on that side. But if not, we're going to start coming to that side.
But you know what it is? Taiwan is not just sitting there like Canada is. Taiwan has the processing of these AI chips. Taiwan is a tech semiconductor powerhouse. This is where it's like, hey, we got to drive this AI innovation. This is what America thinks. China's like, hey, we got to drive this AI innovation. I do believe China is driving it a little bit further if you compare China to America. But if you compare America to Europe or America to Canada, obviously America has the upper hand there. But listen to this. This is from NBC News just 5 days ago. They say as Trump advisors work towards his goal of acquiring Greenland, the president has privately grown more exercised about what he sees in Canada having a similar inability to defend itself. It's just a defenseless country that absolutely needs the stronghold of the American military to defend its borders from Russia or China. And let's just be quite honest. I mean, Canada on that west northern side over there by Alaska, which is why Alaska became a U.S. state, that is a little bit accurate.
Yeah, and
Russia's just right there.
And they say you can walk to Russia from Canada, or sail to Russia within a couple hours. So this is very interesting.
Yeah, if Russia wants to invade today, they would definitely have the upper hand because it's just right there by Canada, just able to let's just go over there real quick. I mean, Russia takes up a large portion of the earth, to be quite honest with you. I mean, they take up a good, now they don't all live in those Arctic oceans. Everybody doesn't live right in that area, but it's Russian territory nonetheless. And so President Trump wants to defend against any encroachment by Russia or China, which the American people and the government feel like, oh my gosh, Russia and China would invade, because President Donald Trump knows, even somebody who does not believe in the Most High Yah knows that America is prophesied to fall. He sees the indicators. He sees, okay, China and Russia can invade us. Oh snap, they're already here. They're already speaking English just like an American would. They're already all the way here. They already have AI. They're already working within Africa. He doesn't have a lot of leg room here. He's too late on the continent. So he has to look at Mexico, Venezuela, Canada, Greenland. Okay, those are the areas I can still be in, while negotiating with countries like Saudi Arabia, like the United Arab Emirates, to try and have some alliances somewhere, have a good repertoire with some of the people on earth. But unfortunately, I hate to break the news to President Donald Trump and to Americans, America will crash and fall. Its economy, it's just what happens to empires. It's just simple historical facts on top of just looking at simple prophecy and revelations. It's just, you can see it both in the spirit realm and the physical. You can see it in the economy. You can see it on all sides. You can see it in the food. You can see it in the culture, the way American culture is. Oh, just decrepit. But this isn't a culture video.
Say that again.
Just decrepit.
Oh, okay.
Decrepit. Like it's just been abandoned. It has spider webs. It's just a hot mess. That's American culture, okay? Which is why we don't live in America and have not lived there for 6 years and don't really plan on it, because it is a fallen society. And President Trump knows this. Why do you think he's taken his Air Force One over there to Switzerland and to Belgium and to this place and to that place to shake the hands of the nations and say, hey, we got to work out some alliances. We got to do something. But we also empathize with Canadians because, they don't want to become American. They may be like, well, I don't think Russia's going to invade all like that. I mean, they're our neighbor, but they're probably not really going to invade. So I empathize with that. But, unfortunately, President Donald Trump is right on that. Now, can he stop the destruction of America? Can he prevent the market collapses that continue to happen? Can he really do anything of substance to try and save America and make it great again? Well, we're just going to have to sit together here on Journey with us and watch and find out. So subscribe, hit the like button, send this to 20 people who need to hear it, because Canadians may become American citizens. Let me know what you think about that.
Yeah, that's a good one. Is this part of his plan to make America great again? Because he said that he's going to do that, and it seems like that's what he really cares about before he goes. He want to make America great. He want to make America like America was back in World War II or after, a little bit after.
Yeah.
He wants America
heydays
to be that powerful nation, and everybody look at them with fear and, oh snap, they got the nuke and they will nuke. So, I'm not saying that's the case now, but that's something to really think about. Will Canada bow down and be American.
Would they really have a choice if they were
Yeah.
up against the American military?
That's why it's like, man, it's so much stuff going on. But it is a good point that we was talking about earlier about China and Taiwan, and then America and Canada. You know, it's just a divide that's happening. This side of the world and that side of the world. You know, it's time to really lock things down.
Yeah. Time to get to your safe haven, especially as an expat. Time to move abroad. Time to let go of the Western system, because the Western system has clearly let go of itself. Shalom, shalom. We'll see you in the next one.
Shalom, family.